What is up, guys? Your boy Ren here today, and this is going to be a little bit of a different video, but how's it going? So, a lot of you asked me about my IRL Eevee box that I do play, so I decided to do a deck profile just for you guys, and also to test the whole new setup. So, we're going to start as like in Pokemon TCGO with the Pokemon line. So, over here, as you can see, in terms of Pokemon line, I do play 4 Eevees with Follow My Tail. Why Follow My Tail? Well, again, it literally just gives you all the Eevees you need. Of course, I don't own all the cards. For example, I don't own like EVGX. I would add EVGX here, but I just don't have it. But this is my winning deck, right? So 4 copies of Eevee with Follow My Tail. They go right over here. Let's put them. Then, of course, you know, we've got an Eevee, so it means that we're going to have 2 Jolteons. I do like the Jolteon version. That's why we do have those 2 Jolteons, Electro Bullet and Headbolt. Really cool attacks, especially, you know, with the Swift Run GX that prevents any damage to be dealt to this boy here. But, well, Raven, what about tech against cards like Reshizat? Well, we're fine because we do have the Glaceon, right? Glaceon GX is a fantastic counter for that card, for Reshizat, for any fire type deck, especially with the Polar Spear GX. If you can actually get the damage going onto the bench with, of course, Jolteon GX, then this is going to be fantastic for you. Then we're going to go and we're going to take a look at the Eeveelutions, the rest of the Eeveelutions, and I do play 1 copy of Flareon, 1 copy of Vaporeon, and 1 copy of Jolteon. Why 1 copy of each? Well, that is a great question. I do play them because, as you know, you only need 1, and I am really always confident to getting them, and because I'm playing 1 copy of each, I actually can tag some other cards. So those are the 3 ones that we do play. So we're going to go right over here on the Glaceon. What are the other mons that we do play? Well, because I don't have EVGX, I do have to use Ditto Prism, right? So Ditto Prism, let's hope we're going to get a focus here. Yeah. So Ditto GX, that is the card. Ditto Prism is the card I'm using instead of EVGX. But if you have EVGX, play it instead of Ditto. What other card that I do play and I do like is Jirachi from Team Up. A fantastic card seller which works quite well, gets the engine running. Of course, you know, it's electric type deck, so we've got a Tapu Koko Headbolt, because, you know, electric type deck without Tapu Koko is not a good deck. And of course, you know, the card that also is an attacker in late game, Zeraora GX. Why am I playing Zeraora GX? Well, literally to prevent someone getting my Eevees or Eeveelutions right here, Jolteon, Flareon, Vaporeon, or Glaceon getting front as an active, and then I will not be able to retreat them. So Zeraora GX for that purpose. Now let's take a look at the supported line, because supported line is quite interesting here. So I do like, you know, being a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more, you know, disruptive, and I do play 2 copies of Judge over here. So I do play 2 copies of Judge for early game. But also, you know, we're gonna need something to dig for stuff. So I do also play 2 Volkners. Those are 3rd place Volkners. I do play both of those guys. They're fantastic, they're really good cards, and Volkner is an amazing card for that deck. On top of that, you know, I like my Cynthia, and I always will try to play her. So 2 copies of Cynthia definitely in my deck right now. And on top of that, because we're going in with 2 Professor's Elm Lectures for the early game, right? For, you know, those early turns when you need to get to, you know, Ditto and Eevees. So 2 copies of this little fella. Of course, 2 copies and 2 copies of Rosa as well. Why Rosa? Rosa is a fantastic comeback card, especially how she combos with cards like Lily's Pokédoll. It's just absolutely amazing, and that's why I do like to play her. Especially now if we're gonna get and like Ditto, we're gonna sacrifice Ditto or Jirachi, we can get what we want for the later game. So definitely 2 of those, and 1 less supported I do like to play, just because I'm not playing a lot of Lana's Fishing Rod. It is a Brock's Grit, just, you know, to surprise my opponent that I can bring back stuff from the discard pile. So I'm going to put it right over here. Then, you know, because I said we want to be disruptive, and you know that in my league there's a lot of Malamar's stadiums. I do play to Lysander's Lab, and they are quite important for that Malamar matchup. Like, my league is, well, everywhere that we've got Lysander's Lab, so there are two nice Lysanders left, and of course, it's a lightning type deck, so we've got a Thunder Mountain on top of that. Well, I said that lightning type deck, so we need playset of electro powers. Again, electro power. No one actually expects electro power, especially here, right? To get that depth. There were games where I drew like 3 of them, like bam, 3, and went for it and won my game. So definitely electro power, fantastic card. 4 copies. You have to play playset if you're playing a lightning type deck. So again, going into trainers, 4 custom catchers. I am not a fan of great catchers, you know that. So I do play 4 copies of a custom catcher, not only for the draws, right? Because we're going to have, well, small hand almost all the time, but also to snipe what I need. Especially that, we are actually using the 30 on the bench and 30 on the bench also from the Glaceon. That's why getting those custom catchers to get what we need is pretty crucial. So 4 copies of them. Then 2 energy switches. I mean, I know this is surprising, like why would you have energy switches, but there are games where those energy switches are really important. Like you're gonna have to attack, let's say with Zeraora, and you don't have energy on the board anymore. Maybe you have them on a Jolteon that's wounded, or like any other mon. You want to bring that energy from the Pokemon and get to Zeraora to attack, or to a Jolteon or anything else. So 2 energy switches, definitely a surprise card to have in that deck. Then we're going, of course, 1 copy of Reset Stamp. Like, I mean, you have to have a Reset Stamp. But I said that, with Rosa, Lily's Pokédoll, 1 copy of Lily's Pokédoll to give myself this free turn and activate Rosa as well. Because we do play Jirachi, we have an escape board. And because we are playing a lot of supporters, 2 Pokégears 3.0. I know there's only 2 of them, but let me tell you, 2 is enough, especially with cards like Volkner and Judge, because once you set up this part, you're not really, you're digging for those, not really for supporters, right? So definitely, for the first turns, Pokégear 3.0, then I do play 2 switches, just if Zeraora is priced, if something happens, it's good to have switches. And on top of that, I do play 2 Pokemon Communications and 1 Cherished Ball, which is German, so this is like Eevee Ball, to get myself Zeraora, Glaceon, or Jolteon. So those are the cards. Now let's take a look at the energy, because energy, you know me, I do like to play 12. But first, I do play 1 copy of Rainbow Energy for Glaceon, and the reason I play 1 copy of Rainbow is because I don't own second copy. I would play 2 copies, but 1 works fine for me. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, and 11, right? 11 lightning type energy. So that is my deck, that is my IRL deck, that is winning league, that is a winning Eevee box, and I hope you enjoyed it. Honestly, I hope you enjoyed this rundown. I hope you're going to subscribe to the channel for more videos like that, and I do hope that you like this new format, and the camera and everything works fine, because I see it kind of works nicely. So you guys, I want to say thank you so much for watching, and see you guys in another video. Goodbye, mwah, Raven loves you, and good night. Go get this deck and win your leagues and surprise your opponents, because honestly, I surprised many of my opponents, and you will see game against Reshazad later. I'm gonna go rundown of Kovacs Reshazad later today as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Goodbye and good night.